The doctor was terrified when she heard this. An autopsy would definitely expose the truth. She rushed to stop Mi-yeon but saw her talking to a man who happened to have a long-time crush on the doctor. So after they separated, the doctor quickly called the man, Hong In-cheol, to her office and tearfully begged him to persuade Mi-yeon not to do the autopsy. Of course, she didn't tell him the whole truth, only saying that her work mistake had led to the child's death. Hong In-cheol agreed without hesitation. He then found Mi-yeon and urged her to let the child rest in peace rather than subjecting the child to further harm. Meanwhile, Mi-yeon's husband was also being treated at this hospital after a car accident. Hong In-cheol used this to persuade Mi-yeon not to conflict with the hospital, saying it would affect her husband's treatment. For her bedridden husband's sake, she finally gave up the idea of an autopsy. After Hong In-cheol perfectly completed his mission, he went happily to the doctor Eun-ha to claim credit, but accidentally overheard a conversation between Eun-ha and her father. Hong In-cheol was shocked to learn the truth. Then Eun-ha wanted to invite Hong In-cheol to talk with her father, but Hong In-cheol directly brought up the baby swap. Eun-ha thought Hong In-cheol would help her unconditionally as before, but he directly proposed that she marry him. To get Hong In-cheol to help hide her crime, Eun-ha could only tearfully agree. Meanwhile, Mi-yeon hadn't recovered from the grief of losing her child when her husband also suddenly passed away. What she didn't know was that her husband's death wasn't an accident but a deliberate murder. Not long before, Mi-yeon's husband Han Myung-ho had invented a vanilla cosmetic, but the patent was stolen by President Gu Jae-myung of J Company. Han Myung-ho was furious when he found out and immediately went to J Company to demand answers. It happened to be the day J Company was signing a contract with a foreign company. President Gu was afraid the truth would come out and quickly ordered security to throw Han Myung-ho out. So Han Myung-ho contacted his journalist friend Hong In-cheol and gave him all the materials, hoping Hong In-cheol would help expose J Company's theft of their patent. Because Han Myung-ho had helped Hong In-cheol many times, Hong In-cheol agreed without hesitation. To silence Han Myung-ho, President Gu arranged for a hitman to stage a car accident and bribed the killer to sneak into Han Myung-ho's hospital room and remove his oxygen mask. Han Myung-ho died without knowing why. Having lost both her child and husband, Mi-yeon became like a walking corpse. She barely managed to hold funerals for her husband and child. Then she suddenly remembered her husband had said this was all J Company's conspiracy. Mi-yeon immediately ran to J Company to demand answers but was kicked out by President Gu. She walked down the street in a daze and happened to see J Company promoting new cosmetics. She opened a bottle and smelled it. It was exactly the same as the cosmetics her husband had invented. Mi-yeon was instantly furious and smashed all the cosmetics on the promotion table. President Gu naturally wouldn't pass up such a good opportunity for revenge and directly called the police to arrest Mi-yeon. Soon after, Hong In-cheol bailed Mi-yeon out. Hong In-cheol asked her why she did it, and Mi-yeon told him everything her husband had said. She thought Hong In-cheol could help her seek justice, but she never would have guessed that J Company had invested in Eun-ha's family hospital, and Eun-ha had naturally become best friends with Yoon-young. After Eun-ha agreed to marry Hong In-cheol, he naturally became partners with President Gu as well. Then Mi-yeon went to the street and held up a banner looking for witnesses to her husband's car accident, but was arrested by police. Before Mi-yeon could understand what was happening, she was framed by President Gu for embezzling bank funds and sentenced to 2 years in prison. 2 years later, Mi-yeon was finally released. By then, all their family assets had been seized by J